Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Aiman Akif bin Rafi'in, matrix number U2100310 from Bachelor of Shariah. Today, I'm going to talk and discuss about Islamic economy and its definition, philosophy and principles. But first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to my lecturer, Puan Asma, for giving me the chance to give a talk about Islamic economy. Before I start, I would like to define what is Islam. Islam means security and well-being. When a Muslim surrenders and fully devotes himself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will gain safety, well-being and peace not only for himself but also his relationship among himself, man and the universe as a whole. This situation is impossible to achieve because Islam is the religion of truth that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised with an overflowing of blessings. Various definitions of Islamic economics have been put forward by Islamic scholars. M. Akram Khan, 1983, for example, defined the Islamic economy as a study on the achievement of falah of man through the mastery of the earth's resources on the basis of cooperation and participation. Meanwhile, Masudul Alam Chowdhury, 1986, defines it as historical, empirical and theorized studies that will analyze the needs of people and society in the guiding beam of the value system, which is Islamic values. M. A. Manan, 1980, defined the definition of Islamic economics as a social science which studies the economic problem of a people imbued with the values of Islam. Based on some of the definitions that I have mentioned, it can be concluded that in Islam, the study of its economics is considered as a social science study, and the focus of the study is on the human being itself. The final goal of the individual in the Islamic economy is to obtain al-falah. Even though Islamic economics is a social science, it is different from conventional economics. For example, the Islamic economy takes into account the social and moral impact of its economic activities such as production, distribution and consumption. Attention is not only given to the production of goods and services to be marketed, but also to the social and moral impact of such goods and services that have to do with universal quality of life and human well-being. In addition, if the conventional economy creates the concept of homo economicus, human economy, then the Islamic economy gives birth to the concept of homo islamicus, Islamic man or person, which is Islam considers human beings as the caliph of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and will not allow them to act as they please according to their reasoning and lust without the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Moving on to Islamic economic philosophy. The philosophy of the Islamic economic system is based on the concept of Tawheed, which means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one, and also explains the two-way human relationship, two-dimensional, which is the first one is human relations with its creator, who is Allah, hablum minallah, and the second one is human relations between man and the universe, habl minan nas. This concept of Tawheed refers to the complete devotion of people to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who demands that a Muslim shape their life based on the law and the provisions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This concept also explains the relationship between man and the universe. According to Islam, natural resources are a tool to meet spiritual demands. It is considered by Islam as a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which should not be abused. Failure to utilize such material resources is considered as disbelief in the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Moving on to the Islamic economic principles. There are four general principles of Islamic economics, which is brotherhood and justice, freedom, tazkiyah, and caliph of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I will explain each of them. The first one is brotherhood and justice. Islam sees fraternity as not limited by differences in lineage, race, and geographical boundaries, where it is more universal. The same goes for economic activities in Islam, which are carried out based on the principles of brotherhood. The principles leads to a sense of help, cooperation, and consensus. As a result, economic growth will be boosted. This concept of brotherhood is also closely related to the principles of justice emphasized by Islam, including economic activities. The principle of justice in question refers to putting something in place or giving something to the one who deserves to receive it. For instance, it is fair in the distribution of property and natural resources to enable the production, acquisition, and use of property and wealth to be balanced against the will of each economic units in society. Next point is freedom. In Islam, there is freedom to choose and make decisions such as the ownership of property by individuals. Islam does not deny its ummah the right to seek the gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As much as Islam believes that through the ownership of property and wealth, its ummah will be able to perform other religious demands such as issuing zakat or performing Hajj pilgrimage or fasting. The third one is Caliph of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is where the role of Muslims lies as a representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the world. As the Caliph of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a person is responsible for organizing and managing natural resources efficiently, fairly, and not to waste, so as not to fall into destruction. Moving on to the fourth one and the last one, which is tazkiyah. What is tazkiyah? The concept of tazkiyah refers to the purification of the soul based on Islam. In other words, this principle refers to the continuous efforts of a Muslim in ensuring that all economic activities that they carry out are within the framework of the same sanctification, both material and spiritual. For example, the issuance of zakat by a wealthy Muslim. He is aware that some of the wealth he owns is the right of the poor and those in need. As long as a part of the property is not given to the rightful, then as long as the wealth and itself are considered unholy, thus through the indirect withdrawal of zakat, he will be able to purify his property and self. Through the appreciation of tazkiyah, one will be able to obtain al-falah. And what is al-falah? Al-falah is an absolute success in this world and in the hereafter. As a conclusion, Islam pays its attention to questions related to the economic activity. In accordance with the nature of Islam as a whole and perfect religion, Islam does not separate economic activities from religious life, even though it is the appearance of economists. It is conventional to assume that economic activity is a mere human activity in using limited resources for the purpose of production, distribution, and consumption, like I said before. More than that, Islam sees the study of economic knowledge as a discipline that is not devoid of moral values. Furthermore, it is holy, sacred. Muslims believe that science and morality are two interrelated and important elements in building a perfect civilization with the achievement of comprehensive progress. That's all from me. Thank you.